Hey Astros fans, welcome to today's edition of Extra Innings, the Astros Fans UK next day recap on Astros ball games. Game 140, Astros 8, Yankees 7. Let's dive into the main talking points from a huge late win after a comeback to tie the series with 3 up, 3 down. 3 up, leading off Yordan Alvarez. The big man had a massive game with 4 hits to help fuel our comeback, which comprised of 3 singles and a double, as all 5 of his plate appearances in the game saw Yordan make hard contact with an exit velocity of 103 miles per hour or over. Yordan delivered one of the key moments of the game with his 7th inning RBI that tied the game at 4-4, and he's showing just how integral he is to our chances this year. Up second, Jeremy Peña. It was also a big night for JP3 with his 2 hits, including a 6th inning homer blasted to left that cut the deficit to 2-4 and formed an immediate response to the Yankees scoring in the top half of the inning. Peña also drew a 5-pitch walk in the 7th that pushed that eventual tying runner driven in by Yordan into scoring position. Add in Peña's defense at shortstop, and that's another critically important cog in our team. Up third, Jason Alexander. He did give up runs on 2 homers in the game, but with one a bomb on a not awful pitch to Giancarlo Stanton, it happens, and the other a 2-run shot that just barely crept into the Crawford boxes, Alexander didn't fold and was able to keep us right in this game through 5 innings. It's never easy pitching against the team for the second time in relatively quick succession, and Alexander did himself proud again. Let's break the rules. Up fourth, Brian King. The King of Kings impressively pitched a nerveless 7-pitch 1-2-3 top of the 8th with the scores tied as he continued his march back to high leverage reliability. Up fifth, Victor Caratini. Under the radar, but 24 played a key role in the win with 2 hits, the first of which helped push the lead runner to third before Ramon Urias' sac fly got us on the board, and the second a base hit in the 7th which would eventually turn into the tying run, driven in by Yordan and scored by Jacob Melton as a pinch runner. Caratini stays clutch. Up sixth, Caleb Ort. The Man Mountain continued his impressive form of late with a 10-pitch 1-2-3 7th inning that kept us right in touch at just 1 run down. Up 7th, Carlos Correa. It was his leadoff double into the right field corner in the bottom of the 8th which began our game-winning 4-run rally in a huge inning. Up 8th, Ramon Urias. The comeback had to begin somewhere, and Urias' sac fly RBI to reduce the deficit to 1-3 in the 5th wasn't spectacular, but it was a good piece of situational hitting, something we haven't done enough of. 3 down. First out, Brian Abreu. Perhaps harsh seeing as we did win the game, but in giving up a 3-run shot with 2 outs in the 9th, Abreu turned what should have been a comfortable end to the game into a white-knuckle nail-biter. And on another day, that borderline strike 3 call to win the game is ball 4 and the game goes on. After an incredible season and an amazing August up until he shipped 3 runs in his final outing of the month, it's imperative Abreu quickly rights the ship. Second out, Stephen Oker. After we pulled a run back in the 5th, it was Okert's job to pitch a shutdown inning, but unfortunately he couldn't do it and we gave that run right back to make it 1-4. Okert needs a positive outing or 2 to get some momentum back. Let's leave the negatives there. A couple of extra points to finish on. Call of Duty. Again, there were a number of really questionable umpiring calls in this game, with us the beneficiaries for the most part on this occasion, though that final pitch of the game to Jazz Chisholm Jr. was the very definition of borderline, so any angst in respect of that is misplaced. And one hex broken, another remains. Finally, an end to that awful run of 8 straight regular season losses at home to the Yankees, but away from the game, our annus horribilis of pitching continued with a huge blow in the shape of the news that Spencer Arrighetti is on the IL with right elbow inflammation. With the win, we improved to 77 and 63, and crucially increase our lead to 4 games ahead atop the AL West ahead of the series decider versus the Yankees tonight. That's it for today's Extra Innings, the next day recap. Let me know your takes on the win in the comments. Make sure you're following at AstrosFansUK on all platforms, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the next edition of Extra Innings. Go Stros!